Welcome back. A local organization is helping Wisconsin authors reach audiences. And right now we're joined by Silvia Acevedo, one of the authors featured in Creative Wisconsin's magazine. So the Wisconsin Writers Association recently launched an initiative to publish Creative Wisconsin magazine. What about all of this is super unique?
Well, the Creative Wisconsin magazine is an opportunity for authors to put out some of their work and try something new, something they love. For example, I got a poem published in the magazine, and I'm not really known for poetry. I'm known more for my young adult and middle grade work, which is novels and fantasy. And so, but I've always dabbled a little bit in poetry, and I decided to send it in, and lo and behold, it gets published. So it's a wonderful opportunity for writers to explore something new, whether they're professional or amateur writers, published or not, to get a chance to get their work out there and let it be seen. And it's by more than just Wisconsin. The magazine is online, so it's seen really around the world. And it focuses on people with a connection to Wisconsin, but you don't have to be a member of the Wisconsin Writers Association in order to submit. And that actually is quite special. Not a lot of literary magazines allow that.
That's very important that you mentioned that too. And also I wanted to point out that submissions for the September magazine edition are open until August 15th. But you talked a little bit about your published work, and we see it here on the table. What keeps you motivated? Where do you get the inspiration to keep writing?
Oh, well, I've always written. Before becoming a writer for children and young adults, I used to be a journalist. So I would write for newspapers and magazines and TV. And as a matter of fact, I worked at this station for a while, and I also worked at WTMJ. So I've always been a writer my whole life. There was a time, though, that I decided that I wanted to write for children, and so I started transitioning my life toward that. So I don't really need the inspiration for it. I need more of the time for it. But actually, this poem that I wrote, I wrote it in a moment of heartache. It just poured out of me rather quickly, and it was a situation about a loss of some cats. And so that obviously doesn't lend itself to longer form writing. It lent itself to poetry, and so I let it all out, and it's out there now.
Well, we'd love to hear it. I know it's a short poem if you want to recite it.
Sure. It's called Failure to Coexist. You get some cats, hoping they'll get along with the others. You introduce them the right way. You take your time. They're curious about one another. The new ones, smaller, lighter, more delicate underfoot. They're girls, tiny compared to the boys. Adorable, sweet sisters to keep each other company, as the boys have. But they're distrustful. They howl. They growl. Their chase turns into a swat. SWAT turns into brawls. The boys' home is theirs no more. Fearfully, they hide. They slink. They lose confidence in their own spaces. They lose territory. Humans struggle to make it work. Co-playing, bribing treats, calming scents, every known method, hoping to make friends. They fail. The newcomers fail. Fate fails. Peace fails. Hearts will be broken. No one wins when it's time to rehome. But no, everyone deserves to live peaceably. And afterward, the introspection. Peaceful coexistence should be easier among all species, no matter their histories.
It's beautifully written. Thank you so much for sharing that. And we just have a few more seconds here left in the interview, but I did want to ask you, what advice do you have for writers out here, whether it is in Wisconsin and Milwaukee, whoever is going to watch this interview, what advice do you have for them?
Practice, write. Join a writers organization so that you can learn the craft and you can connect with other writers and commune with the industry. And then get your work out there. Submit to magazines like Creative Wisconsin Magazine. Submit to agents, submit to editors, and get your stuff out there. You never know what may come of it.
Amazing. Sylvia, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your time and your poem.